probably one of the more scarier things that's happened to me on an AmysCrypt investigation. That was so weird. Did you see it? I didn't see anything. Oh! But I keep saying someone died here.
Did you hear that? In my ear. Hey Crypt Keepers, thank you so much for tuning into AmysCrypt. Tonight, Jared and I are taking on one of the biggest, the baddest, the most haunted prisons in the United States. Behind me is the Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, and I'll tell you what guys, I'm honestly really nervous for tonight because the stories coming out of this place, the paranormal claims, the history here, it is full on. So stay tuned. The Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, sometimes referred to as the end of the line, bloody brushy by some, and for others, even the gates to hell. This formidable prison ran from 1896 through to 2009, though it has a history that spans even longer. Years before a penitentiary stood on this ground, the area was used for coal mining, though very poor working conditions led to strikes, battles, and the utilisation of prisoners for labour, thus sparking the Coal Creek War, resulting in deaths on both sides and the burning of the then state prison. This event would spark the construction of the Brushy Mountain State Prison's original wooden structure, a place where prisoners were subjected to massively overcrowded conditions, forced to work in the surrounding mines, tortured and punished in cruel ways, even being exposed to many illnesses and other violent inmates, which of course led to a great deal of death. Throughout the years, new more sturdy prison buildings would be constructed, including the main castle-like penitentiary still standing today, purposefully built in the shape of an inverted cross. The 1960s saw mining labour stop and a reclassification to maximum security status for the prison. But murders, riots, rumoured executions and deaths continued until the penitentiary's closure, leaving many to believe that Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary had to be haunted. Countless people to work within the jail, spend time behind bars here, or even just pay it a visit, have claimed to encounter the paranormal. Some say that they have been attacked by the unseen, being violently shoved, touched, scratched and even choked, while others have become physically ill, heard footsteps, voices and growls, or even sighted shadows, apparitions, beast-like creatures, and entities that crawl along the floor. Many believe that the evil once contained behind bars at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary may still linger there, years since its official closure, and tonight we will attempt to find out if this is true. This place is massive, this place is intense, the history here, it's full on, and it's so much older than just what this jail entails. The land, the surrounding mountains, there's so many layers here. I feel nervous after the walkthrough. Yeah, there was a few stories that we heard that were on the darker side. And unnatural. Yeah. Inhuman, we shall say. I'm excited for tonight, still nervous, I'll say that. We don't have an interview, but we have a lot of stories to share with you guys and some of the darkest areas of the jail we will be venturing into. I do not know where tonight is gonna lead. And this place is so big, we're not gonna be able to investigate every location. I have been told no matter where we go in the prison, even outside, like where we're sitting right now, you're gonna get activity. Things are gonna happen. I've also been told that there's no place out here that hasn't been soaked in blood, and that is not reassuring. But shall we get straight into our walkthrough? Let's do it. We're kicking this investigation off in the courtyard. We have 2 cameras rolling, plus ghost tube. We're going to be walking around seeing if we get any responses that can guide our investigation. I have heard out here activity is super common, as it is in every area of the building. Just behind me, a young man named Jack was murdered, brutally murdered. To the other side of me, just here, is actually where they had the whipping post. I don't know if they call it the same name here in the States, but back home they would say flogging. They would flog the prisoners, they would whip them, and because this place has a huge history with coal mining, which is literally in the mountains all around me, if you were underproductive in the coal mines, you'd come here, you would get whipped, and a lot of people did pass away here because of the injuries inflicted right here. Super bloody, super scary. And that's just like, that's
Cemetery.
Cemetery. I don't know if bodies were necessarily buried here. I do think that some were though, so that is strange. I didn't realise this at the time, yet a small cemetery for the prison lies a short distance from the penitentiary. The first person interred there was in 1896 and the final in 1963. It was reserved as a space for inmates who had passed and whose bodies were not claimed by family, leaving them to be buried in the cemetery under unmarked stones. I'm going to jump straight into this though, and we're going to go to one of the scariest down places at Brushy State right now. That's one of the first places we're going. Are you ready, Jared?
You don't mean...
Yeah, I do.
The hole?
Yeah.
We're starting at the hole?
Yep.
Wow.
We're upping our game. We're doing bigger, crazier venues. Let's go straight to the hole. Go. You lead the way. As we made our way over to the hole, where prisoners were punished using complete darkness and isolation, we began to hear a deep male voice and came to a scary conclusion.
Can you hear voices?
What the heck?
Hello? Really blurry.
Finish! We get to the hole. Before we even get in here, I hear voices. I think I know what it was, at least. And when we get here, the word finish comes through, which is relevant to what I think we just heard. So behind me is the hole, the solitary cells. They literally call it hell on earth. Super haunted, super terrible place to be kept. A lot of prisoners were kept down here till they went blind because it was so dark. This literally was one of the worst places in this whole joint. Right at the end is a sensor. It's a motion sensor. And if you walk down there, a screen comes up with a man's voice and a video of a man explaining history of this joint, because you know this is run as a museum. Our guide Jamie did say that goes off from time to time. There's someone down here that likes to walk past that and trigger that. It's literally just right down the end here.
So that was going, when we walked in here it stopped and it goes to said finish. It's almost like it was, I'm done now.
Finish as in like, oh yeah, like that video is finished now. I'm not going to walk down the end because I'll trigger it again, and I think it goes for quite a long time. But if there's someone down there, can you make that video play again? That's really creepy, and that's the first stop for the night.
All these other cells don't have sensors, right? They're just cells, right?
No, it's just the very
Just the end cell?
So why don't you just go into a cell, Jared?
Very cramped. I wouldn't want to be in here very long.
I heard this was not only the hole, this area was also a shower block. So after a busy hard day of coal mining, you'd come here, you'd wash off before you'd go back to your cells.
I'm going.
Well, we're going as well, so feel free to follow us. We're going to be here all night at Brushy.
That was really weird.
This has been weird so far.
Are you going to come follow us? I'm just going to go. Well, the hole did not disappoint. We'll be back.
Oh my god, our first look at a cell block. Look, it's just funny that we get cemetery and then I walk in here in the building that's, you know, just next to the courtyard, and it's talking of a cemetery. Behind us though is one of the most infamous cells here. Okay, so I've literally just put Ghost Tube into this cell. This is actually the cell where James Earl Ray was kept. Obviously he is one of the more notorious, well-known prisoners here. Very infamous guy. He's known for assassinating Martin Luther King Jr. He was kept here for a number of years and did make many escape attempts, actually got out once as well.
7 inmates went over the back wall at the Brushy Mountain Prison around 7:30 last night with a makeshift wire ladder. Among them was James Earl Ray, the convicted assassin of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
He didn't make it too far, was kind of like stuck in the wilderness because Brushy is literally a mountain fortress. You get out of here, then you got the mountains, the woods, the wilderness to contend to, and he just couldn't cut it. So he got captured and brought back. Now I have heard there is some activity that makes sense to him around this cell. He didn't actually die here, but I wanted to make note of it for you guys. Stop here and see if we've got any responses for on GhostTube, just because it is one of the better known places here at Brushy.
You know another thing about Brushy that you just reminded me, like with the escape attempt? Earlier on, the head investigator here, Jamie, was telling us that it's, I think, one of the only prisons in the world with 3 prison walls. The other walls are the natural mountains that surround it. Yeah, it would have... Coffin. We had cemetery and coffin.
That is weird.
It's really weird.
Weird responses tonight. Sinner?
I heard noises down there too.
I'm hearing like clanging and banging. It's tonight. Tonight. Sinner. Of course that's relevant as well. There were a lot of sinners in here, especially in that cell.
Can you confess your sins? What are you in here for?
My name is Amy, and this here behind me is Jared. We call out to anyone here at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. We want to see you, we want to hear you, we want to smell you. You can touch us, do anything that you can to show us that you're here. Please. Does anyone down here, can you make your presence known? Can you give us a sign? Say something, show yourself.
I heard noises down here. Can you make another noise and make another tap?
So where we're standing now is the Visitation gallery. This is where family visits would have been. Down that hallway where we heard the noise. That place is pretty intense for paranormal activity, but so is behind me. A lot of people died in this area from illness, namely tuberculosis. Can you give us another noise to guide us where to go?
I heard another noise down there. Can you tell us what number cell you're in? Can you give us a number? Or a name? Protect.
You better protect me tonight, Jared. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, was that like a message for me to protect you? Or was that like a warning that you're going to need protection?
Hey, could go both ways, mister. So this was an area where TB was rampant. It wasn't the only disease that was very common here at Brushy State, but tuberculosis, I think something's dripping down here. Tuberculosis was very common here, and apparently they tried to sort of infect a bunch of prisoners with malaria, hoping that that would remedy some of the symptoms that they were presenting with, but apparently it ended up killing a load of people here. They do believe that's one reason why this particular wing is very, very active, so much death.
Keys. Is that like someone asking to get out? Just said keys.
I'll go get the keys and let you out if you can do something for me right now. Can you just make a really loud noise?
That was behind you. That was not a drip either.
Guys, I can hear a drip. That was not a drip. That was something like metal. Thank you. I'll have to find the keys and let you out. Just going to introduce myself. My name is Amy and this here is Jared. Calling out to anyone that might be here and hoping that you can give us a sign to show us that you're around.
There was a noise in there. Our guide Jamie earlier was saying that they get a lot of activity in this room. This is the cafeteria, especially at the back.
She also said this corner here in particular, there's something very dark that hangs out here. We want to interact with the darkness here. Can you show us something?
Another creepy thing Jamie told us is that didn't they like remove the limbs off of some of the inmates that they had to put in coffins so that they would fit in the coffin? And they did that here at the back of the cafeteria. I found that really weird.
So if people were taller than 6 foot, they wouldn't fit in a standard coffin, and it said they used to cut them off short at the legs, dismember them so they could fit them in the coffin. They had no better place to do that than the kitchen. That's what we were told goes on back here. Maybe that's a reason why there's something dark in this corner. Yeah. Tap. We did hear a tap down here earlier. Thank you for that.
Can you tap again for us? Can you make another noise to let us know that you're here? You hearing that?
Yep.
Thank you.
Sister.
No, this is my wife. This is my wife.
This is so creepy, this part. Actually, I know it's just a kitchen, but this is the part I think that gives me the most chills in this place.
This.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what happened in here?
What the fuck? What did that sound like to you?
I don't know what it was, but it was very loud and it was out here.
What the? What the?
Who did that?
That noise we heard when we were in the cafeteria kitchen area just then, to me it sounded like something rolling on the ground.
Oh my god.
Like, this is gonna sound stupid, but like, you know, like a hairspray canister, you know, the lid on one of them? It sounds like one of them rolling on the floor or something, like something plastic. That's what it sounded like to me.
What?
Did you not hear that door just move?
What door?
The door right in front of you, I just heard it. It knocked. Is this on like a hinge? Yeah, it did that.
Did you see it?
No, I heard it.
Can you close the door for us? Apparently that's common up here. This is the part that makes me the most...
There's no draft in here that I can feel.
A lot going on here. Right behind me, a creature has been seen. To me, it's been described as like a shadowy figure, but it doesn't have human legs. What the heck?
I have no idea what that was.
This is one of the most active areas as well. Thank you for trying to get our attention and bring us down here. Human legs. Human legs. Just out there we've got the inhuman creature that has been sighted there. We have another insanely haunted place which we'll take you to shortly, but right here, there was murders right here. They're very brutal. They had occurred in the 80s. A man in this cell here and this cell here died as a result. This was because of racially fueled tensions within the prison. A couple of guards were taken hostage by a group of prisoners. They came down this cell block and they shot people. So as I mentioned, a man died in the first cell and this third cell. Other prisoners survived because they heard the commotion, obviously were scared, as you can imagine, and they used their cots and mattresses to kind of barricade and block themselves off from the shooters and survived the shooting. That's just, I can't imagine, that would leave some trauma here for sure, right?
Yeah, don't they say that when there's like a traumatic event, that sort of, from a residual energy point of view, that can imprint sort of like in time, you know what I mean?
Particularly a traumatic death such as that. Okay, we heard you down here. We heard you loud and clear. Can you come up to the lights in my hand? Maybe you can tell me your name. Tell me anything about yourself. Oh, look at the prison graffiti, Jared.
Faith.
And they do say a massive shadow figure manifests at the end of this hallway. And when I say massive, I mean apparently it takes up the entire doorway there. Should we keep going? What the fuck was that? Was that you?
No, that was back this way.
Okay, go back then.
So this next room we're about to go into has been used as a hospital, as a psych or mental health ward, and also as an auditorium. So it's had a lot of use cases, but there were some murders while it was used as an auditorium, so there have been some confirmed deaths down here, and the hospital as well. I'm sure it happened.
Just send me down first. Thanks, Jared.
That's what I'm here for.
So I believe these small rooms here were used for mental health counselling reasons. Arthur.
Our first name.
Thank you so much for coming forward and letting us know your name. I'm just going to leave this down here. So if there's anything else that you want to share, I won't lie, the auditorium makes me feel like I need to stay on edge and watch my back. This was set up as a movie theatre and prisoners did get attacked in here.
Serpent.
Serpent?
That's so weird. I didn't even know that word was in the dictionary, serpent.
Also, we were told to watch out for rattlesnakes earlier because they make their way. I've been on edge about snakes this whole time. I know I'm from Australia, but come on, like, you're told there's rattlesnakes all through a property, that's gonna make me scared. Who knows what that could relate to, maybe a gang. And I was about to say there were a number of murders in here while it was dark. There was at least 2 people that had their throat slit and 1 person who was disemboweled in this auditorium. There are a lot of dark paranormal things that happen in here, even, you know, as much as people getting attacked. You have very like pungent, gross smells. And yeah, I'm on edge because of that. Can you do something for us? I don't know if Arthur is around, or what they call the serpent. You have very like pungent,
So this door here takes you to the hospital.
Is there anyone who needs assistance in the hospital? What the heck? This is like amazing. I have a sore throat. I don't know if it's because I was just talking about that story, but all down here hurts.
Like on the skin?
No, like in the skin under it.
We are in the hospital.
It's like a pressure just here.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Can you come help me? Okay, now it's here as well.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. It was just here, now it's here.
Could this be a physiological reaction you're having? Paranormal or no?
This could be stress. This could be because I just told the story about the throat slitting. Today. What's happening today? Oh my god, imagine if it was an anniversary or something. I don't like the hospital. I want to move this way. What the heck is this? God. Why is this like a maze? This is stressing me out. I feel like this hospital is just a little maze whirling through. I don't know where we are, how we got here. Where do we go? I just heard voices. Can you not fucking hide behind me, Jared?
I'm gonna go in.
Let's get this over with.
Microwave in use. Dead end.
How are we gonna get out of here?
Can you help us find our way?
I wanna get out. I don't like it. I wanna get out. How do we get out? Over here. My throat does not feel good. Do we have to go down there?
I don't know.
That's all blocked off. What the f?
I feel like we didn't come up these stairs. Can you help us find our way?
What the heck?
Dead end. I think there's a poo down here.
Every single episode, why is there a poo? We did eventually make it out of the maze-like hospital area, which was something I was quite thankful for, given that my neck had started to not only feel uncomfortable, but almost hurt. I cannot say this was caused by something paranormal, and it may have been a result of stress, but either way, I did feel relief upon leaving. That is until we heard another loud unexplained noise come from one of the cell blocks. Luckily, we captured this noise onto audio as I had yet to cut my camera. Did you hear something down there as well? What the fuck?
I wasn't rolling, did you get that?
I was rolling. Yeah, I was rolling.
I definitely
still.
heard that. I've cut, so we're only going to have it on that one. We've been hearing noises like this whole time.
Down there as well. What? Down there as well. What? Because we had just captured this noise, I decided to keep my camera rolling as we made our way downstairs to another supposedly active area we wanted to explore. A place known as D Block, where the prison's worst of the worst were locked up. I might just say...
Drowned.
Drowned?
I can actually hear rushing water over here. And they do say that there was some underground lakes and that. Wonder if that has any relevance.
A lot of death here, I don't know about drowned. There was a man named Leroy who was murdered just over here. We are standing at the entrance though of D Block. This was one of the nastiest places in here. I feel like I saw something in the doorway to D Block earlier when we were getting our tour here.
Really? How come you should have said something? Where did it look? Where did you see it and what did it look like?
So the thing was, we had a little tour earlier to orient us and figure out the locations. We're all standing around the entrance to D Block. We never actually walked in, so this will be our first time walking in. I know the stories, I know the reputation of this place. I felt as though I could see a dark, shadowy, like a man, crouching down just inside the doorway, and it was only in the corner of my eye, and every single time I looked to see what I was looking at, there was nothing there. It was literally like I would turn back and it was still in the corner of my eye, and I was like, I'm not going to mention that because I don't want to be that person that's like, oh, look at this, like, you know, as we're just doing the walkthrough. I also was feeling cold chills coming out of there as well. So basically this is called D block, or the new hole. So after the hole where we were originally, this place was sort of opened up to replace it. And this was the maximum security area. They put the worst of the worst. And I did hear that the prisoners hated it in here because they were having so many paranormal experiences here. And one of the theories as to why there was so much activity that they were experiencing, because this is one of the newer buildings here, was that this was built more so on the site and the area. Oh, sorry, I'm not really talking with... I'll be in to talk with you in just a sec.
What did it say?
Talk with me. That's kind of reassuring. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. That's why I'm here. But this was built on the site of the original wooden prison. Let's go in.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like they really want to talk to you.
Oh no. I'm not scared.
So where were you seeing this creature? Or thing, in person rather?
Creature. It was literally right here in this corner.
That is so weird.
Did I see someone here earlier? Who was that? What was that? One of our guides, Tammy, said that this was the first place that she got touched in here. Something pulled a hair clip out of her hair. And she told me that. I was like, great, I wore 2 hair clips in my hair tonight. Oh my dear Lord. So this is it. Is there anyone down here tonight? My name's Amy, this is Joe. We've come here for a chat. I heard there's someone here that wants to talk with me. Can we start with your name, now that I've given you hours? Maybe you can tell us where to go. Give us a cell number. Direction. Can you make a noise for us? Touch my hair. If Jared puts his hand through one of these traps, can you grab it?
What?
Here, hold this.
Got a magnetic spike, I'm hoping that's just the iron door. It's really high.
I'm trying.
I'm like, oh no! Oh my god!
Thank you.
Oh my god. I do not like that one bit.
Thank you so much for trying.
What cell number was that? It doesn't have a number, this one. 4. That's 5, so this must be 3, cell 3.
That was incredible. That was unbelievable.
That's definitely going in the highlight reel.
Oh my god.
Why couldn't you put your hand in there?
I don't know, I didn't want to.
Okay, we're outside. That was probably one of the more scarier things that's happened to me on an AmysCrypt investigation. That was so weird.
We're definitely going back in there to investigate
No. That was so weird.
So
I still can't get over it.
A lot going on during that walk through. The biggest, craziest thing I reckon was D-block, yeah?
Yeah, that whole I'm trying thing. Oh, that was weird.
And now we have been discussing and deciding where we want to go for our first experiment. And I'm going to throw it out there. We're going to D-block.
No, I'm not going back in there.
Jared doesn't want to, and I'll tell you what, you don't have a say in this because...
Why?
You broke the law the other day.
You're not bringing this up. You're cutting this bit out.
Now, you, I'm bringing this up.
No, you're not. Cut it out.
On the way here, as we were driving into Tennessee, this guy got a speeding fine. He deserves to be in jail. So, because you broke the law, we're throwing the book at you. I'm doing something that's bad. I'm punishing you, man. He needs to make up for this. Because he got a speeding fine, we had to skimp out on accommodation, and I'll tell you what, the place that he made me stay was probably more scary than this freaking prison.
It was actually pretty scary. No, I don't want to do this.
You deserve this.
Was weird. That was too weird for me.
No.
That was too weird for me.
I have handcuffs and I'm literally... Like,
no!
That's
no!
Yes.
Rather reluctantly, Jared agreed to enter D-block and be handcuffed to the cell where it seemed as though a spirit was trying to touch him. Adding to this, I decided to blindfold him just for the sake of it. Some further punishment for Jared was the fact that we had just seen a mouse running across the floor, right where he had to sit, and at the REM pod decided to go off multiple times in the cell block as we were setting up, indicating that there may be someone around. We also set up a Ghost Tube SLS camera in the doorway where I felt as though I had seen something earlier, and then continued to set up for our experiment.
Alright, Jared.
This is bullshit. This is actual bullshit. I don't want to do this, Amos. No.
The REM pod is going off. It's
Why is that going off now?
Probably because there's something around that cell.
I've got chills now too. And that high pitched noise I'm pretty sure means temperature. What if that mouse comes out as well?
Well, you don't know. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
The mouse won't climb on me, will it?
I don't know. I'm not a mouse behaviouralist.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
I just heard a noise out there.
I don't know why the blind pod is necessary.
Me either, to be honest.
I'm just like... Okay, the thing in there that said it was trying to touch me, but also there's a mouse in there. Is that just gonna like jump on me while I'm sitting here? Where are you?
I'm on the floor because...
Why?
There may be a bat. Like,
no!
I cannot see it, but I just seen...
What? 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 Calm down, it's okay. Turn on the light. Have you got a light? Are you okay?
What the fuck? Did you see it?
I didn't see anything. I broke the handcuffs.
Just for anyone watching that doesn't know, I have a phobia of birds. It could be a bat. Did you break them?
I broke the handcuffs. Yeah, some handcuffs, Amy, they're busted. Yeah, they are broken. You scared me so much, I was like, fuck! They are broken. Are we just done with this segment?
We need to investigate in here. Alright guys, this segment is and I apologise. I have a legitimate, I hate birds, I can't do it. And I'm so anxious now. I don't want to leave without investigating here though, so you put Vox on.
Where's my hat? I think in the kerfuffle I threw my hat away. So So my name's Jared, this is Amy. We've come back to cell 3. Who was trying to communicate with us earlier?
Technology.
Technology? That was a woman's voice, so they didn't have women here. Are you impressed with the technology we've got? If you come up to the technology in my hand, you might be able to use it to communicate.
Frank?
You heard Frank?
Oh, I heard something, Frank, yeah. Can you go touch those balls down there? What was your crime? Were you the one that was trying to touch Jared earlier?
Yeah.
They were. There's someone here who likes you, Jared. What did you think of us screaming earlier?
You look so cute.
I heard hate, and then you look so cute.
That's really weird. Surely they're talking about you for that one, no? This was a men's prison, right? Well, I guess they could go either way, couldn't they? Were you talking about the man or the woman? How do you feel about us being here? That was so creepy.
What do we need to be prepared for? I heard
It's
something
really
down
weird.
there.
This is really, really weird. Is someone trying to warn us about something? What are you trying to warn us about? That is a kid saying someone died here. Why would there be a kid here?
There were some children kept here.
This is too freaky. This is the weirdest Vogue session we've ever done.
Oh, I feel like crying again.
Is that the bird phobia or the kid?
I think this is a lot for me right now. Our tour guide earlier said that there was, they had found evidence there was a 10-year-old here, but there was, what did she call it? The children of Brushy?
Yeah.
That were basically anyone who was younger than 13, and there was a number of them. That's messed up.
Is there anything we can do for you? It's clear, but I'm not really making sense of what they're trying to say.
There's a lot of voices.
There's a lot of voices. I'm getting chills now.
It's because you've got your back to that cell as well.
Is there somebody behind me right now?
We want names. Can we have names, please?
Goodbye. Goodbye, and then something about a wash.
Do you wash?
I do. Goodbye, I guess.
Oh, I just can't.
You want to do a debrief?
Can you hold it?
There's a bird. There's a bat. I think it's bats, hon. That's bats. Should we just get out of here and debrief outside? It's bats. It's bats. It's bats. It's not birds. That didn't go how you expected it.
I feel like now. I've had a full-blown panic attack now, and I just feel sick.
It ended up not being
It wasn't
birds
even
though.
birds.
It was bats.
It was bats. I just heard a noise in the prison then. I honestly, I feel like such shit. I just want to bail now, but we're going to keep going.
Bats, birds, mice aside, it was pretty cool. We did break our handcuffs, so they are done. They are like snapped, because I got so freaked out when Amy started screaming. I just pulled away from the thing, and they just snapped in half. They're shit handcuffs.
Yeah, but I mean, what did you think was going on when that was
I don't know. You just started screaming. I was like, ah. I do just want to say though, you know what? Ignoring all that stuff that went on that wasn't paranormal, Vox was really, really weird. I think on Vox sometimes we'll get like one thing or two things that come through and then there's a bunch of gibberish, but that was like response after response after response, and then that kid saying we're dead here or something like that. Yeah, that was so weird, and it was like so clear. It was really, really weird, but it was a really good session, I thought.
Despite everything.
Yeah, I think we're going to take a 30-minute breather, drink some Coke so you can get over your
It wasn't even a
phobia
bird.
thing.
It wasn't even a bird.
Just tell yourself that. It wasn't a bird, it wasn't a bird, it wasn't a bird. It's funny because that was supposed to be my punishment. It ended up being...
No, I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't even breathe. I hate this.
After a short break, we decided to head back to the original hole, or solitary confinement cells, to continue our investigation. This is where we had earlier heard a motion-activated display trigger when no one was in the room. We decided to sit in the dark and conduct an EVP session, but as soon as we began, one of my infrared lights turned off on its own.
This was the original hole before they had D block where we just were, and this feels equally as scary. I've just taken my glasses off because I realised they were a bit shiny and annoying, sorry. But it's also strange because doing that I just thought to myself, wow, I really can't see down here. No, my light just turned off. So my light's playing up now, but I just had that feeling like, oh wow, I really can't see down here. It is completely pitch black. Also, a lot of people went blind down here.
Blind?
When you are if you're left in complete darkness, you can actually lose your vision.
I did not know that.
And that's one of my biggest fears since I've had eye problems, is like completely losing my vision. So that's heavy. I sympathise with that. I've got 2 cameras rolling and we're going to do an EVP session because apparently they get good responses for EVP.
It's a bit of a weird angle with the other camera, guys. We've got it so you can sort of see us in the cell, but we're actually pointing it down the hallway where that automatic historic video tends to go off, and it actually was going off during our Ghost 2 walkthrough earlier. So we've got it monitoring that with some capitals on the floor. So hopefully you can see us in that angle as well.
Again, my name is Amy. I'm here with Jared tonight. And we reach out to anyone down here. We've heard there's a man that they call Charlie. Are you able to come through? Maybe come close to us and say hello?
Charlie, was that you that triggered the motion sensor earlier?
What is the state of your vision like down here?
Can you tell us how you feel about us?
Did you hear something out there? I thought I heard a bang or something.
Was it while I was talking?
I think just after. Again, my name is Amy. I'm here with Jared tonight. And we reach out to anyone down here. We've heard there's a man that they call Charlie. Are you able to come through? Maybe come close to us and say hello?
Unfortunately, we did not pick up anything of interest during this EVP session, so we decided to move to another area to continue reaching out. Yet, just as we left the solitary confinement cells, something very strange happened.
Guys, tonight is a bit of a mess, and so it's no surprise to me that this happened and it was not caught on camera. Joe and I have just emerged from the hole. As we were getting up, we were leaving, I was shoving stuff in my pocket, grabbing tools, anything that we had down there, tripods, cameras, and we were just kind of standing there talking to each other, completely off camera. And I said, we were just talking, where are we going to go next? I heard a noise behind me. Jared heard it too, so he can vouch for that, right, Jared?
Yep.
It came from my pocket. In my pocket, I had this set of keys, and it sounded like something had moved them, and I felt them move. Now you might think, okay, they could have just shifted in my pocket, and that's true. But when I pulled them out of my pocket, it was broken. A key had snapped off. I also want to know I wasn't sitting on these when we were in there. I had taken them out of my pocket and put them on the steel bed, put them back into my pocket afterwards. I can't tell you that's paranormal. I know it's quite weird and it's completely off camera, so take it for what it is. I just kind of felt like something touched my ass, moved these, because they're in my butt pocket, literally. broken. It's
So
weird.
We've lost a pair of handcuffs and a key tonight.
Both of our prison-themed trigger objects have been broken tonight. Crypt Keepers, we're about to head back into the cell block. We're trying a new experiment, but I have already been in there and I've set up 2 GhostTube SLS cameras. The first one I put up on the area where a lot of people passed away from disease and where we had the response of keys earlier on GhostTube. And I actually took those broken keys up there. I put them on the floor and I tell the spirits, hey, walk towards these keys. They're here for you, you can get out kind of thing. So it'll be interesting if there's a figure approaching the keys there. We've also set one up near James L. Ray's cell down here. A lot of people have seen lights, seen activity as if there's, you know, people walking along with lights on, so I think that's an interesting place too. We're actually going to do some night photography, go in, take a bunch of snaps and see if we can pick up any anomalies, because I tell you what, visual stuff is very, very common here, so I would love to capture something on camera. Guys, we actually do this at pretty much all of the locations that we visit, but I don't necessarily film it happening. And reason being is, you know, I like to take photographs and I use them for my blogs on AmysCrypt.com. So also I use them for Instagram. So if you're not following me, what are you playing at? Get to following me. But I would find it very interesting if we picked up something in one of these photos. Now, a tip that I have for you is just to take lots of photos. If you just take one and you pick up something weird, often you could have debunked it if you took a series of photographs. So I might also get Jared to turn his light off. I'm hearing a noise down there.
Yeah, me too.
If there's somebody down there, can you show yourself? Can you follow my voice? Can you stick your hand outside of your cell?
I heard footsteps down there then.
Yeah, I'm definitely hearing movement. I'm not seeing anything in the photos. I'm hearing a noise down there.
Yeah, me too.
If there's some...
I'm not sure what these noises may have been, though it's important to consider that they're not necessarily paranormal. We also managed to capture them onto the GhostTube SLS camera, which was positioned in the same cell block, just 1 floor up from where we were standing. This gave us a different perspective to these same noises. Check it out.
Alright, let's move to another area. So we did just a walk-through shot of one of the SLS cameras here. Where you at? Come out to play.
After picking up nothing in the photographs taken near James L. Ray's former cell, we decided to head to the level directly above to see if we would have better luck there.
So we were told it's very common for lights to pass through. So if you're down there looking up at this, I think there's maybe 4 stories of cell blocks. It's as if someone's walking down with a lantern or a torch or a light or something. So cool. There's somebody around, can you show yourself? What the f was that?
I have no idea. That was so
My
loud.
heart is racing. I think we need to, that was, I can't even, I've got so much anxiety, I can't even speak. The only place I know of where the cell doors are open is the next floor up and over there, right? Do you think it could be that?
Go find out.
Obviously, this sound was very loud, and to me, it sounded like a cell door slamming hard. So we decided to follow the noise heading upwards to where we thought it came from. I didn't know this at the time, but apparently it is very common for doors to slam on their own in this area of the prison. This sound was also documented on our GhostTube SLS cameras.
I'm so scared. I don't know where to go.
Left.
See all these cells here, guys? They are all closed. That sounded like a door slamming, right? I mean, all these doors here are wedged open. Shall we go up to where I don't know what I'm doing. I apologise, guys. I swear I'm not normally this frazzled. Someone up here slamming doors?
Let me just go night vision. Do you need a bit of light?
Can you come out? We want to see you. Run towards us.
What?
Did you hear that?
No, what?
I just heard something near me. Near my ear.
Bats?
I don't know.
For me, in this moment, I felt as though I had heard something right next to my ear. Honestly though, on the replay I cannot hear anything. But I do think my reaction to this just goes to demonstrate how on edge I was feeling in this moment.
Alright, if there's someone in this prison and you can hear my voice, make another really loud noise for us. That's what we've been telling you and asking to do all night. We want to go towards that noise. These are just my shadows. I was hearing noises like scrapey noises. I don't know if there's more animals in here, I can't say for sure, guys. It sounded like paint. You know how there's like all flaky paint on the walls? I'm not going to pick it off, but like something picking that off. That's what it sounded like to me. Guys, so here is where the strange, inhuman animal dark figure has been seen. So I'm just going to snap a bunch of photos here before we move. Honestly, what the fuck could that noise have been? A door?
I have no idea, and it's so echoey here, it's hard to tell what direction it's coming from.
Though we weren't able to establish the cause or location of the loud slam we had earlier heard, we did pick up some additional noises of interest on our Ghost Tube SLS cameras, left rolling in other areas of the prison.
Guys, there's so much going on. That loud bang still has me on edge, so we're trying a different experiment and going to other areas that are known to be very active, very haunted. I want to run Ghost Tube Vox while we pass through these next two locations. This is going to be the cafeteria and then the auditorium. We had such amazing results in D block that I want to continue that, so it'll be interesting to see if we get similar responses over here or anything relevant, or maybe something that lines up to D block, I don't know. There's so much going on in this place, so everywhere we go. So I feel like this is a good place to head into. We're back in the cafeteria. We're looking for someone to talk to. Can you come up close to me and say something? Straight away. Whereabouts are you? Was that get out?
I thought I said you tell them.
What do you want to tell us? Can you tell me about this corner here? Hands.
Is it true what they say about what happened in the kitchen here?
What do you want to tell us?
Anything,
I just don't know what's over here.
Okay, if you can, we would love a name. I know maybe you haven't used this device before. That wasn't knife, was it? Maybe tonight. Alright, why are you still in here? This is the cafeteria, right? Why are you in here?
Since here.
Can you tell us what your crime was? So guys, we're just moving up to the entrance to the hospital and the auditorium area. Alright, we're here. Can you tell us where we are right now? Tell the good folks at home where we're about to take them. The headquarters?
That's weird.
That's not where we're going. We're going to the auditorium or hospital. How many people are in here with us right now? Is there anybody here?
Why do people get hurt in here? What's that?
The lights on my camera just... Here to support or something? And isn't this where they did like counselling and like mental health stuff?
Can you tell us about the serpent? 4? Did you ask how many are in here?
I did. Is that how many are in here? Once again, welcome.
We're back.
We're back.
How do you feel now that we're back again?
Rehabilitation.
Really?
I've heard that people have been scratched in here. Why is that? Did you hear a noise then? What the heck? You heard the noise too, Jared?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Crypt Keepers, I'm finishing off this video where I started in this courtyard. I actually just filmed a bonus ghost tube session out here for my patrons and my YouTube members, and it was kind of interesting. It was sort of a good, interesting way to close out the night, I'll say that. So if you want to check that out, I've got links below, and that just helps support me further. But tonight, I want to say I've loved this place. It scared me, and I'm so drained now. Like, this investigation literally took everything out of me. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. So if you did, please make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, because that really helps us out. You want to do any more reading on the haunted Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, then head to my website, AmysCrypt.com. You can also follow us on social media at AmysCrypt on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. And of course the bonus video will be up on Patreon and my YouTube members that are linked below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.